Hey kids.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey campers.
Campers. Hey campers.
I mean, kids are campers.
Yeah.
I guess adults can.
Doesn't matter. No one watches this anyway. So we're just saying hi to ourselves.
We're campers.
We're campers.
And kids.
And kids. We're young.
Look at me interacting well with the dog.
Look, that was very nice. Come here. So why are we here?
We are doing a
Hitchcockian thriller
series.
Thank you for that.
And last time you all may recall that we watched Psycho 2.
We watched Psycho 2 and we recapped it in a ridiculous episode.
So super concise.
Yes. Just it really
Straight to the point.
It was just
It's almost as if we
followed a
wrote
structure.
like a script. We did such a good job. And then today we watched Disturbia.
Disturbia monsters. Disturbia.
Which the song's not even in it.
No, it's not.
And I think we watched the credits, but it's on the soundtrack.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
It's nowhere on there.
I didn't think it was in. It's not in it. It's not in it at all.
I didn't notice it in it at all.
It's not.
It's not, is it?
No, I didn't realize it was on the soundtrack.
It's on the soundtrack.
I didn't know that.
I think that I looked that up when we were talking about it before. Okay, so
and then
we also watched
A Perfect Murder.
Perfect Murder, which is a remake. Oh, so Disturbia is kind of a remake of Rear Window. It's definitely a take on that same premise. And then this is Perfect Murder is a remake of Dial M for Murder.
Yes, definitely a take on that same premise.
Which are both Hitchcock films.
Yes.
So the Hitchcockery of it all was blatant.
Yes.
Blatant Hitchcockery.
Blatant Hitchcockery.
It's pretty fun to say.
That is fun.
Yeah.
It's better than Hercule Parrot.
Hercule Poirot.
I can't do it. Hitchcockery. So, Disturbia. 2007.
2007.
Directed by DJ Caruso, starring Shia LaBeouf.
And
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Ann Moss.
As his mom, and then
no one else famous.
There's that girl who's married to Chad Michael Murray now.
Right, but she didn't really do that much.
No,
and then the guy who is the spoiler alert killer
is in tons
in
of
a bunch
stuff.
of
David
stuff.
Morse.
David Morse.
Morse.
Or like Morse?
Morse.
Like Morse code?
Yeah.
Okay. David Morse.
And like
Poirot.
Shia LaBeouf's dad in the beginning is someone.
Viggo Mortensen.
I'm trying to figure out what show he was on. I can't think of it. He was like a dad on a show.
Show dad.
Yes. So like Shia and his dad are fishing in the beginning.
Right. And they're having like male bonding.
Male bonding. I think Shia's a little bit of a bad boy.
I think
already.
So. Already. Like a little bit of just like he's going through the puberty.
Yeah. He's like a teenager.
Rebellion stage.
Yes.
He's very rebellious.
So they're having like a talk.
Yeah.
And then they're driving home and they're talking to Carrie-Anne Moss, the mom. And this guy gets up on their ass and then cuts them off, and they're talking to the mom, and then all of a sudden the car that cut him off moves out of the way, and there is a car right there who had gotten in an accident. He hits Shia and his dad. They hit the car.
And Shia's driving.
And it flips.
It launches them multi-flipped.
And then they're like, okay. They're okay, and they're trying to, like, get out, and then a red pickup truck, which, with plenty of time.
So much time to not hit them. Like,
hits
you can
them.
fit 2 people on that door, you know?
Well, but they would both get hypothermia and die.
I completely agree. And Shia can see the whole thing, right? He sees his dad getting hit by the truck.
Right. And then the car spins around, Shia gets out. Shia's okay. Shia has, like, a hurt leg.
He can walk away from the accident, which
he
is pretty
is
impressive.
Okay, and...
Like rubber.
His dad is not.
Not at all. Yeah, I think probably he shouldn't have looked. Because he got hit by a car.
So then it's what? It's a little bit later.
It's late in the evening.
We're at school.
We're wondering what dress to wear. No?
No, I don't know what that is.
Yes, you do. Isn't it Lady in Red?
Oh, yeah.
Lady
in Red. Yeah. I fucking can't. But she's like, she's dancing for me or dancing with me?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ah, God damn it.
Dancing for me?
I don't know.
You know what? It's not important.
It's not.
Lady in Red.
So
he's at school.
He's at school. And the teacher's a dick.
Yeah.
He, doesn't do his work. You know, whatever. The teacher's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, calls him out in front of the whole class and is, poking at him about how he's, failing at life. Which, it doesn't matter if you fail at high school, you can still succeed at life. And then he's like, what would your father think? And then Shia LaBeouf
punches him in the face, which,
deserved.
Just totally deserved it. Deserved. And then he's put on, because the teacher's, pressing charges. Because the teacher's a little bitch, right? Is what the teacher is.
I'm sorry, but...
So they place Shia on 3 months of house arrest.
Right.
Which I just think is ridiculous.
Right. I think he should have been expelled.
It's not like he beat him up.
He hit him
hit him once.
For saying, what would your dad think?
Yeah.
After a recent death of
Don't
his
talk
father,
about my dead dad.
Where he was...
Driving the car.
Talk about traumatic. And he almost died.
Yeah,
super
fuck you.
Traumatic.
You deserved it, Teach. So he's on house arrest. Viola Davis is in this movie.
Oh, thank you.
And I forgot about that.
I was like, who is that? I know who that is.
She's wearing a Party City wig.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just Viola Davis is in this movie.
She's in it, and she is not in it a lot.
No, not a lot. Not a lot at all.
No.
And she's the one that oversees the...
Yeah,
because they put a bracelet on her. What do they call that? A scram bracelet?
I don't have any idea. Scram?
I felt like it's a scram bracelet. And that's
State and county something. Scamods.
So he's wearing his ankle bracelet. And she's the one who oversees
she explains
that.
The whole system to him. And
yes.
If he goes outside of the thing for more than 10 seconds. I think it's interesting she tells him more than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I also think it's a little bit interesting that he never tests the 10-second thing, really.
No, he doesn't test it, right? He just goes straight after those little kids and then, breaks it.
I would
Yeah.
I think I would have figured out how far I could go in 10 seconds.
Right. He, maps out...
Where the red is.
Yeah, so he maps that out.
That he's not in anymore. Well, and then the cop, who is kind of his, guard.
Yeah.
Is the cousin
of the teacher. And I'm just
seems First of all,
This isn't just like a cab, fuck the police.
It seems
13,
super
12.
unlikely too,
Because
they're
it's
in,
just
like, a city.
such bullshit.
Well, I guess they're outside of Madison, Wisconsin.
I mean, this cop requested, like, to have
have
dibs
on
like,
tackling them.
yes. He had dibs on, like, when his like, the call for him when his bracelet, so he could beat up a teenager.
Ridiculous.
Because cops suck.
So, and like conflict of interest, which actually Shy brings up but I don't know what the answer was to that.
No, I don't remember.
And I guess aside from when he didn't respond that one time, he didn't really do anything different. So then it was sort of weird that they made such a big deal out of him being the guy's cousin.
Right.
Because I feel like any cop would have just done all the same things.
Right.
Even though, like, I'll go get him later because this is the third time he's alerted and you guys aren't doing anything about it. So I'm going to bust my ass while I'm on my lunch. Probably not.
No, yeah. So yeah.
So it's weird that they even make a deal out of it.
Right.
In my opinion.
I agree.
I've said my piece enough, Candace.
So he's, like, stuck in his house.
Yeah. And he's just, like,
he's being
playing
a slob.
video games and downloading stuff on iTunes.
Pissing off his mom.
And they're trying to sell the house, I guess.
Oh,
she
yeah.
says they have open houses, but then they never do sell the house. Is she a real estate agent?
No. I thought she worked at a restaurant.
Right, as like a hostess.
I'm so confused.
And they live in the nicest
I didn't
house,
pay
in
attention
the
to that.
nicest neighborhood.
Oh my god, these houses.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Craftsman
Wait till we get to
style,
the next
which is like
movie
a little
because,
bit
holy
weird
shit.
for Wisconsin, I feel like. But what do I know? Nothing.
So he's stuck at home, but there's like a murder on the loose. There's missing girls.
Which he happens to catch a news report of.
Yes.
And then
he starts like watching the neighborhood. A girl moves in, a new family moves in. They have a teenager. He watches her a lot.
While she does everything.
She watches him get like handcuffed when he like steps out of bounds.
Yeah. Because he's chasing kids who put poop on his doorstep.
That he put out
heard of that.
with his socks
on his feet.
You know that a flaming brown bag on your doorstep is filled with shit. Like, why are you doing that?
Nobody doesn't know that.
No one doesn't know that.
Nobody doesn't know that.
Like, grab a bucket,
Seriously.
put it over it.
Kick it off the porch.
Like, kick it. Don't smash it.
Smash it.
I hate that.
Stupid. So.
But that's why he gets this. Then he has dog shit all over his socks, so he chases the kids.
Right. And that's the first time he gets, like.
He gets back in time.
Arrested. And it doesn't matter.
And it doesn't matter because the cops. Because he wants to beat up a teenager.
Right. What a boring town. That he's like. Also, she's like at Mervin's or wherever she says she is. Where does she say she is? Barnes and Noble.
Yes.
Which I guess is still a store.
Yes.
She's at Barnes and Noble when she's really next door.
Yeah.
And then she leaves to go home. And that it's like a 4-second walk. But Barnes and Noble has got to be at least 3 miles out of that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like it's a big
It's like her mom home at
Suburbia.
this point, or not?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a good point. Maybe
I don't
her
know.
mom's not home.
I don't know. But he starts watching the neighborhood. He becomes friends with the girl next door.
He finds out that everybody's pretty much having an affair.
Right. He finds all that out.
And then he
witnesses a murder.
No, does he only witness his neighbor pull in the car?
Yes. Yeah.
Pulling like a bag of
correct
shit out. There's like a lot of dead people in that house.
We witness a murder.
We
witness a murder, but he doesn't see it.
Right. Right. And I know we're not there yet, so I'm gonna hold the comment.
What?
So.
Oh.
The amount of fucking bodies in that house.
Ridiculous.
There's like 30 bodies in there. Minimum. And then on top of that, he's just moved there.
Right.
And he has all of this memorabilia of all the girls he's killed.
Like, has he lived there for like a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the last murders are still being investigated in Arizona or whatever.
Texas?
Anyway, wherever it is, I feel like those were recent murders.
Yeah.
And then he has, like, somewhat recently moved into this house. And literally has walls covered in little trophies he's taken from all these women.
And he's still just murdering.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of murderers will take a break.
Yeah.
Like when the heat is on.
Or you're satiated a little bit.
Right. Like they all take like a
mental quota for
a little break and then, and then come back. He's just kind of is like...
Every day.
Yeah.
He's hustling.
He's like Ted Bundy.
He's like
going cross
beyond
country.
Ted Bundy. Because he's killed like 30 people in the past year.
Right. It's
How
nuts.
many people did Ted Bundy kill? Like, I have no idea. 10? Who killed who?
He escaped prison twice.
I know. That's just because he's like charming and attractive. Would you guys mind if I just use the phone near that open window? Whoop! Away he goes.
Crazy.
To live in the mountains.
I mean, so there's just a lot of shit in this movie. So it's like the sexy version of Rear Window.
Yeah, but also like...
creepier.
Shia LaBeouf
is a creep.
Is a total creep in the film and life also, right?
I mean, a little bit, yes. Yes. Well, yeah. There's recent allegations. But yes, he is a creep. Which honestly, I mean, like, duh. Yeah. He's just like...
It's like
nothing about his
Michael
personality.
Douglas is a creep. Oh,
we'll
really?
get to it.
What?
He's like creepy with her. He watches her. She like tells him he's creepy when she's having a party.
But then she's also
he's all jealous that she's having a party. So he like plays Minnie Riperton.
Yeah. Or Lady in Red.
No, that's later, isn't it?
I don't think it happens at all.
I think he plays he plays weird music a lot.
Yeah. At the party, he plays that song.
He plays that Minnie Riperton song. Yeah. And...
Oh, you're right. He plays a weird song when they're making out.
Yes.
I don't think it's Lady in Red, but maybe it is. Because his friends, like, my dad likes this song.
Yes.
Anyway. It's like Tom Jones or something.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like a little Tom Jones here and there, but...
So she comes over to, like, get the music, to get him to turn the music off, and she's like, so you have been watching me, because he says something about the party, and how many people are you watching? You're watching everyone. Then
what do you know?
What have you seen? He's like, I've seen a lot.
And then he's like, not like that.
And then he, like, tells her that she likes to spend more time on her roof than in her house, and, like...
Every time she closes the door.
Like, when she's going to leave, she, like, she opens the door and then goes back and looks in her mirror. But not, like, in a superficial way, in a, like... Who am I?
Like
who am I? Kind of, like
way.
Like a existential kind of way.
Which, I don't know what his angle
and
is
he's
on
just
his bedroom, but he can see all of that.
Well, his bedroom is the entire second floor of the house, from what I can determine.
It is as big as my apartment.
Fucking huge. It has
so big,
like a den.
It has a den.
He has a den in it.
And
is there a bathroom in it?
An alcove. Yeah, I think there's a bathroom.
Yeah.
It has a like raised alcove, like
it reminds me of like
sunken living room and a den.
It's like Mean Girls. Like, it was my parents' bedroom, but I made them trimmy.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So anyway, he says.
So he's saying all this stuff, and then she's like, "I don't know if that's the creepiest thing I've ever heard, or the sweetest." And they, like, kiss.
Yeah, newsflash, the creepiest.
Fucking creepy.
It's the creepiest.
It is creepy.
And then she misses the rest of her own
And
party.
these are, like, he's a teenager, so I just think it's just... We're not... This is toxic behavior.
Toxic
and we're just alive. It's being allowed.
And it's the early...
It's 2007.
So, I guess that was reasonable then.
I guess. 14 years ago, what a fucking wild time.
Wild.
Fucking wild.
Rodeo out there.
And like...
Just toxic behavior.
Because David Morse, who's the, spoiler
Oh
alert,
my God.
murderer.
So creepy.
He's fucking creepy. He's way creepier than
Shy.
Columbo in the original, or in Rear Window. Isn't it Columbo?
Perry Mason?
Perry Mason. That's
Columbo.
not Columbo.
Just like one glass eye.
With his jacket, with this big jacket, like, Perry Mason.
Yeah.
I think he's He's way creepier than Perry Mason.
I agree. Because Raymond Burr, you sort of feel for. You're like, well, your wife is terrible.
Yes.
So, I mean, you shouldn't have killed her, but it's not like a senseless multi-murder. It's one murder where he, like, snapped.
Yeah, this one is like 30 fucking murders.
Lisa.
And like,
get out
that's what this movie is.
I would have been remiss had I not.
Because like when he sends his friend Ronnie over there, he's not like that with Ronnie.
Right.
He's like, you need to fucking stay there.
Yeah. He's a bad
Until
friend.
like, when like the garage thing, I guess he kind of flips out for Ronnie,
Right.
but.
Right. Bad friend. Okay, so then...
The whole time I'm like, why don't you just go do it? And then I'm like, oh, you can't.
Right.
Because you're out of bounds.
Tim Morse. What's his real name?
David Morse?
David Morse is... Okay, the girl who's married to Chad Michael Murray.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Can't either. Is following him around, like, True Value hardware store.
Yes.
And
this part's
he's
creepy.
Just looking at shovels.
Mm-hmm.
And
as murderers, they're one.
She takes a bunch of pictures of him with her flip phone, which look incredible.
Great, like incredible photos, really
Incredible
sharp
photos.
and clear.
Yeah.
And he's moving while she's taking the pictures, so really excellent action shots.
Really, really good.
Not blurry at all.
And obviously he sees her and just doesn't like alert her to the fact that he has seen her because she's standing like right in front of him, which is one of Brian's favorite tropes. Okay, so then she loses him because he is like, fuck this, I'm not gonna let her see me.
And she like runs into Minnie Tycow.
Didn't matter at all.
No, but she calls her Skinny Psycho because that's what Shia calls her at one point.
Right.
And it doesn't matter.
Shia.
It comes to
nothing.
Oh, really? It's Shia. It's Shia. I just thought you were like, we're cool. We're on like we're like
Chi-town.
Hey, Shia.
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 I always joke and call him
So,
Shalila LaBouffet to make fun of my aunt because she could never say his name, and now I'm over here saying it wrong.
That comes to nothing because she's like, where'd you hear that name? And then it comes to nothing.
It comes to absolutely
nothing. But it's
nothing.
so
and then
funny and stupid.
Right. It's very high school.
And then she's like calling him. She's like, I lost him. I ran into Skinny Psycho. Again, it's funny.
Yeah.
But we don't really even know this girl.
Right,
so
at
it's
all.
just so...
She's just popular, so I guess what we've learned is that she is giving up on her dreams of being a popular cool kid so that she can be like an outcast like Shia.
Yes. Yes. So then she gets in her car to like race home.
Like a big creep.
Like,
he's like pulled her away from a group to keep to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy behavior.
She's like racing out of this parking garage. Like, what store did you go to?
True
like
Valley
a Sears?
River. Yeah, like a Sears. Big parking garage, one direction. You know, where you have to like exit the specific way.
And then he's just there.
He's just there.
Standing.
Just jumps into her car.
There. Terrifying. So when he walks around to the passenger side, I would have just driven away.
Yeah, driven away.
She does not, because I mean, we wouldn't have a movie.
Right.
Like, we would,
well,
but I mean, we wouldn't have this scene, which adds a lot of tension.
Right. And it's weird though, because he, like, accuses her a little bit of spying on him because she thinks he's attractive.
He reaches in through the passenger window and takes the keys.
Very long arms.
It's
tall
terrifying. Man. It scares me.
Me too.
Just thinking about it terrifies me.
It would be a terrible experience. He really popped out a lot too. He was very scary.
Yes.
I jumped.
Lots of jump scares in this one.
Multiple times. I was like, Mort. Okay, and then he sits in there and is like, I'm just welcome.
Yeah, like, weird. He, like, is, I mean, gaslighting her the whole time. So he's, like, throwing, like, if this is your way of hitting on an older man, and, like, touches her, the end of her hair. And it's just...
And he's like, I just prefer my privacy. And then he goes, like, and I know you're not the only one watching. Pass on the message.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it's like, wait. Were you being creepy, and do you really think she's hitting on you? Or were you just saying that fully gaslighting her? Anyway, whatever.
I think gaslighting her.
So creepy. And then he starts hitting on Shia's mom. Right?
Right. So yes, I think this happens
when the Asian kid breaks in.
Right. No.
Is that when?
They start, because he comes over. Because he's been watching, he watches him, and it's right after his camera flashes.
Yeah.
It's the next day.
Yes.
So he went to the store, found her car, and gave her a flat tire.
Right.
This is
absolutely
very
obviously what happened.
So he could like help her out, gain her trust.
And then he is like, just like staring at him.
Mm-hmm.
It is so scary.
By the way, the lights in his gigantic bedroom are on all the time. He never turns them off.
So stupid. Did you not watch Rear Window? Do you not understand you need to be in the shadows for them not to see
and
you?
I mean, just to see, like, it's just better they're seeing.
The flash on his camcorder.
Yeah, I don't get that.
So for the kids, it's not a camera, it's a video
It is a
cassette
camcorder.
recorder.
Right.
Yeah.
Kids don't know this.
So
or like
why
a
would
phone.
there be a flash?
I mean, I know it has a light. Like, I know video cameras have lights.
Yeah, it definitely was like flash.
But it flashed. I don't know.
It was weird.
I can't answer that. We're past that technology.
It was weird.
Where are we?
So he punctures his mom's tire.
Yeah, to like gain her trust, and, gets coffee.
Asks her on a date.
Yes.
I feel like Shia doesn't do a very good job explaining to his mom why he doesn't want her to go on the date.
No, not at all.
And then I don't even know if the date happens.
I don't think he never tells his mom what he thinks is going on.
No.
He never tells her.
And then she doesn't go on the date anyway, right?
Ronnie,
when does the date happen?
And that girl I don't know the name of.
Chad Michael Murray's wife.
Yes.
CMMM. Nope. CMMW. It's a little dyslexia.
CMMW.
I was feeling really good. Chad Michael Murray's wife. Okay, so then he has his friend go back over there.
Because he did the car thing.
He left his cell phone.
He left his cell phone in the dude's car.
Because he was trying to just get the code to the garage door opener.
So they're like, Shia's like, we'll get your phone, but you have to do this. And makes him go in the garage where the car is. And I'm just like, if this guy moved the car into the garage, because it wasn't in the garage.
Right. Yeah.
How did he not see that phone?
Right.
There's holes
There's
here.
some questions.
But
How is this super alert murderer unable to hear the garage door opening?
So he gets in, he like finds his phone, he goes and checks out this bag that Shia saw him carrying out.
There's hair in it.
And there's blood and hair and it stinks in there. And then he's like, there's someone in this garage. And then the garage door closes.
And then he says,
help me. And then he's like running through the house.
Bolts.
He is.
Like in Pineapple Express.
Knocking down lamps.
Did I hear something?
Is just... And then Shia goes nuts and grabs a bat and is like trying to get to the house and then...
Passes many
glass windows to get to the front door that's open. And then the cops come.
Right.
And make him drop the bat and like handcuff him again because they're in danger.
Right. And then they sort of check out the situation because they feel like something doesn't feel right.
And the dick cop kind of knows. Like, he knows.
Right? He's
that
like, there is something
He's like, there's something
here.
weird here. And this dude is kind of weird.
Like, really? You slept through all of this, sir? And you're here? Really? Like, you know, this guy's saying a kid was screaming running through your house and you just woke up and got to the door just now. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, whatever. It turns out it's a deer.
It's a deer. So.
And somehow he's, like, hidden everything else.
And, yeah, and so...
And so then Shia thinks his friend's dead.
Right.
And then...
And Carrie Ann Moss is going over there to, like...
Smooth things over.
Hoping he doesn't press charges.
So that she can keep her son out of jail.
Yes. And she's
Which is
like...
the point when I would have told my mom everything I thought I knew about this guy.
Exactly. And so... Yeah. And so they're like talking and stuff and there's stuff happening.
Yeah.
And then she's like...
His friend's cell phone rings. And it's like, check your TV or whatever.
Yeah, and
like
his and Ronnie's there like dead on the TV.
Dead on the fucking floor, and he
and
can
then
tell
he's
that
like,
he's in his own closet.
And then so he's going towards it, and finally he opens the closet, and Ronnie's there, and he's alive. He was playing a fucking joke on him.
Yeah.
Shia's pissed. Ronnie says, "What do you want me to do? Let the cops catch me and tell him I had to go get my phone that I left in this guy's car when I broke into it earlier."
Which actually are some excellent points.
Yes, and so makes a lot of sense.
Right.
And so
I still think the fake death thing was pretty cruel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, and then we go back over to looking at the house, and the mom is over there. And all of a sudden things go wrong and he smashes her face into the wall.
They're leaving, and he smashes her into because he's walking her out.
Yeah.
And then he slams her fucking head first in that wall. And it just sounds like
it looks like she could die from that. I don't know. That could kill someone, I think. And
then, like, Ronnie goes, and then we're back at Shia's, and Ronnie goes downstairs to... I think he went to pee, and then he's downstairs, like, fucking around.
And Shia is rewatching the video.
Yes, and sees, like, faces in this, like, wall grate.
Like, this big of a... And he can see... He, like, enhance.
It's like Black Christmas 2006, where you can see an entire phone screen in a pinhole in the ceiling.
Yeah. There's some questions in this film that are...
And he's, like, starts freaking out. And then dude comes in and just bashes him with a bat. Which Katie thought was a machete and was wondering why no one was getting cut with it.
Because like, he comes up and he's like strangling.
Why is that
like,
machete not cut him?
Anyone?
It's a bat. Oh.
I'm gonna wear my glasses again. I'm gonna start wearing my glasses.
The girl comes over
and
like
digs
into the dude's eyes, and then like helps Shia like kind of escape. They jump into her pool from the roof.
Right.
And his thing starts going off, which is good because we want that to happen now. Tells her to like get the cops when they come, and he's gonna go get his mom. So he goes to his house, the dude's house, and finds a whole fucking lot of secret rooms and shit.
Filled with bodies. There
and
is
souvenirs,
like a moat
and a red wig.
Filled with bodies,
there is a fucking
water,
moat.
And you can only get there by falling through the floorboards, as far as I can
There
tell.
is a fucking goddamn moat.
It's insane.
And there are so many bodies there.
So many. And many mementos.
The garage used to not be attached to the house, and then he did that, and it is literally just a murder room.
That you can only access
through like a grate in the wall.
It is. And there's for some reason a billiard
It's
table.
fucking wild shit.
Yeah.
I think, I have a theory about the billiard table.
Please share with the crowd.
Because he is cutting up bodies on this table. He is like murdering people on this table. There is blood on this table.
And it is covered in plastic.
It has plastic on it. And if it was a flat table, blood would just roll everywhere and there'd just be a bigger mess. And so I think with it being like...
Control the mess.
What is it? Concaved?
Yeah, that'll work.
Like being a pool table, it kind of just goes in. It just goes in onto the plastic.
There's like
an indent.
It concaves. Anyway.
So I feel like it's to catch all the blood and to kind of eliminate mess.
Shia finds his mom outside of the murder water. How does he get out of the murder water?
He just climbs back out. Yeah.
He really falls in.
I mean, there's seven different rooms in this murder hallway. It's so fucking weird.
There's a basement to
there's
just
like
the murder hall.
And then he's just like in the foundation.
Yeah. And then he's like in Egypt.
Yeah. And then he finds his mom. And
then the guy
comes and he's like, there's a struggle.
And Shia kills him with
garden shears. Which I like when he grabs the garden shears. Like when he's like, I'm gonna get my mom, and he because he has his whole little map of like where he can go, and garden shears are holding up part of the rope, and he just is like, whoa. I like that.
Very horror movie.
I like this movie. I haven't seen it in years.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It's just creepy.
And I really liked it. It's scary. It's got some moments to it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I was terrified at least 3 times. It was really good.
He's creepy.
Very scary.
He creeps me out. Not Shia LaBeouf. I mean, maybe a little bit.
But Woodworth. Montague. What's his name?
David Morse
Code. Yep. I don't know where. I'm fading, man. Okay, so now let's do the other movie, the Dial M for Murder remake.
Perfect
Murder. With Viggo Mortensen from Hidalgo and the History of Violence. And Michael Douglas.
And Gwenny.
I'm definitely a creepy person in real life.org.
Yes. And Fatal Attraction.
And
Basic Instinct. Mm-hmm.
But not Sleeping with the
Enemy. And Disclosure.
Although I feel like he could have been in Sleeping with the Enemy.
He did a lot of sexy movies. Yeah. He did a lot of erotic thrillers.
Absolutely. Erotic thrillers.
And that's when I was like, old men
Who's in Double Jeopardy? No, it's Southern.
Bruce Greenwood.
Okay.
Isn't it Bruce Greenwood?
But he's sort of got a Michael Douglas feel to him, doesn't he? Okay, so anyway.
So Gwenny is young and rich.
100 millionaire. And
And
Michael Douglas
this-
is also rich, allegedly.
Rich by proxy.
Well, I think he was rich anyway. Like
He was
a
rich.
Successful investor.
But I think she was always richer
Right.
than him.
Right.
Because they have that whole conversation about the prenup.
Right.
And how he offered to get one and she declined it.
Yeah.
Because that was all because for her.
But
not
then
for
he
him.
says that whole house is his.
Yeah, but I think he's
It's
just... He's toxic. He's a toxic,
He's a toxic
male.
person.
Toxic
and you get
white.
that right away.
Toxic white male.
You get that he's not.
Like, right from frame one,
Yeah.
when you meet him, I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. Not a fan.
So, Gwyneth, is she... I think she works at the Met.
I thought she worked at, like, the UN.
But she does something... She works with David. Because she works with him as an artist.
Oh.
I am.
But she's an interpreter.
No idea.
She's got
Because she, like,
some kind
that
of job.
that thing at the Met
It's her thing.
was her thing. So, I don't know.
Maybe it's a board she's on because of her wealth.
She's fucking
Because
loaded.
she's super loaded. She is served every meal
Yes.
in her home. She has a service staff in her home.
Yeah, so she's fucking Viggo Mortensen.
Secretly.
Yeah.
Sort of secretly.
Sorta
I think not
secretly.
very secretly, though, because Michael Douglas seems to fully be
He
aware
fucking
of it.
knows. Like, he knows right away
Right.
that they're fucking.
Yes. And she seems like not beaten, but super controlled by Michael Douglas. Like, he picks out her clothes.
Yeah. He's definitely emotionally abusive.
So you're kind of okay with her cheating on him, but then you're also like, that's interesting that you don't pick out your own clothes, but you're okay cheating on him. I don't know. That seems like a weird power.
And it's just like, I hate when they're at that party and she's wearing that dress he made her change into, and it's like, the woman's like, that's a beautiful dress. And he's like,
you're damn right, I did that.
He's
Anything
a
looks
scum.
good on Gwyneth Paltrow. So you've done nothing.
except for this hair.
Right. Terrible hair. I
Fried
I
hair.
kept thinking it was a wig.
It's not, it's so fried. I just feel, it's like her
It looks
hair.
like it is made of plastic. It's
I feel like in the
horrible.
beginning it's fine. It's mostly like kind of slicked back.
yeah, it
And-
gets worse.
And then it's just
Or
like
it's
out, and
worse
I'm like,
in some scenes. And some scenes I feel like it looks brassier, and other times it's like really.
I'm just like,
blonde.
were these all reshoots? So your
Right.
hair is
So your hair is different. So Michael Douglas finds out that she's having sex with Viggo Mortensen, and then he sort of blackmails Viggo Mortensen
Yeah.
somehow.
He arranges because he knows.
He gets a secret agent person
Yes.
to investigate him. Private investigator.
Secret agent. Just like get smart. Like.
So she found. Go gadget legs.
Because he knows that Viggo Mortensen
Is actually like a
criminal.
LevCon guy.
Yeah. What do they call that?
A LevCon.
Is that a LevCon?
A honeypot.
A honeypot.
That's what it's called.
I keep having Black Widow in my head, but that's a woman.
That's a woman. And he doesn't kill, right?
No.
He just takes them for all
He
their
just
money.
takes them for all they're worth. Yeah.
Right. That, because a Black Widow kills.
Kills. So he's like, I know you're learned to paint in prison and not at Berkeley, and I know everything about you, and I know that you swindle women out of money.
And that's what you're
blah, blah,
doing
blah.
here.
And you're gonna do this to my wife. You're trying to do this to my wife. And so I want you to kill her.
And I'll pay you $10,000 or something like that.
Isn't it like 400,000?
I
Wasn't it
hope
like
so.
half a
10,000
million?
isn't very
So I
much.
felt like he got like 100,000, and then
And then he was like 400,000.
went back for
Yes.
the 400,000.
Okay, yes.
It's like, you need to fucking pay me
Yeah.
because I am gonna blackmail you now.
Spoiler. There's like a triple cross in this.
I mean, this movie.
You know what's weird to me is like first Gwyneth Paltrow figures it out. And then she stops having it.
She's like
out.
figuring it out, and then he gaslights her.
Right.
And she's like,
and she's like, I'll forget about all the money problems you're having and how you're probably going to go to jail for inside trading and all this illegal stuff. And please forgive me. And you know what? Anyone who forgives you in like 2 words for cheating on them probably hasn't forgiven you.
No. He's fucking gonna kill you.
Yeah, eventually. He's gonna kill you. What if there is no tomorrow? There wasn't one today. That's from Groundhog Day. I don't remember what they say.
I don't remember.
Is it just what if there is no tomorrow? Something like that. Anyway, when she first kills the guy, I thought maybe she had arranged with Vigo to frame Michael Douglas. And I was like, yeah, man, I don't remember Dial M for Murder at all.
So, okay, so she, like, kills this guy. It's pretty great. What this movie, I think, corrects about Dial M for Murder. I love Dial M for Murder. I think it's a great movie. The worst part of that movie is this part. Is when Grace Kelly kills this guy in the original. Because then she's put in fucking prison. Right. And she's out of the movie.
She kills him with scissors.
She's out of the fucking movie. And we're following, like, Ray Milland. And, like, we're following men. I want to follow Grace Kelly.
Fair. Reasonable. I am,
and so, like, this...
remembering which movie this is.
Gwyneth Paltrow is not Grace Kelly, but at least I get, like, a pretty decent female character to follow who's figuring out that she's being fucking, like, framed. Right. Or, you know.
Instead of, like, the cops figuring it out.
That's the worst part of Dial M for Murder, is that they put Grace Kelly in prison.
Which is ridiculous.
For killing someone who broke into her fucking house.
Yeah, and she's like a 100 millionaire.
It is crazy.
What 100 millionaires go to prison? I mean, not that they shouldn't, just that it doesn't happen.
So I like that about this one. That they like, well, let's use Gwyneth Paltrow. She's
good at it, I think. Yeah, except for her hair, she's good.
Yeah. Yeah. She hadn't won that Oscar yet.
So then she sort of figures it out, and then he's like, I did it to save you because I thought that this had happened. It's a very quick liar.
And he just, like, he lies
to all the questions he's
so fucking well.
Sociopath.
That I'm like, you do this in real life.
Right. Right.
It's crazy. And, like, the whole time David's out here fucking off. He's trying to blackmail.
Such a, like, weird sub-story that I don't even care about much.
I mean, because now he just doesn't matter. Because this wasn't David that tried it. It was some other guy.
Right. He doesn't matter at all.
And she's trying to figure it out because, like, they're in the same neighborhood. Yeah. She figures out that the key on her key ring doesn't unlock her door. And unlocks.
But they don't.
It unlocks this other door.
So then
in
it's like,
fucking Washington Heights.
Why does she get suspicious?
Because her key doesn't work.
But why does she get suspicious about that guy's address?
Because she sees it.
But it's not the same building as Vigo.
No, but she sees it and she just sees the address and she thinks about the key. And she's like, my key doesn't work. I wonder if it's his key.
Got it.
That's how I always took it. That she's just like,
got it.
I need to go there and try this key.
Got it. Also, what else was really weird about that? Darn, I totally lost it. Anyway, so Viggo Mortensen doesn't matter anymore. And it's really just a movie about Gwyneth Paltrow and Michael Douglas sort of trying to kill each other.
Yeah, except, like, there is that part where, like, Michael Douglas goes to, like, David's loft, illegal loft space
that's like a huge warehouse space
that he just lives in. With electricity,
all utilities.
I think running water. I don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming so. You can't really be a painter without water. You gotta wash your brushes, don't you?
Right. And there's like a note telling me to meet him at the diner in like 30 minutes, and her ring is on a hook because she had left her ring there.
And he's all, change of plans.
And
bro. It's not how he sounds.
So they like, right? Did they meet that they meet at the park? Is this when they meet at the park? Diner.
And then maybe after that they
meet at the park and he gives them the money.
Exchange?
No, because this is when, because when he's there reading the note and getting the ring, they call to confirm David's travel plans.
Right.
And then they go to the park. He goes to the park, I think.
Okay.
Because
then the diner.
I think the diner was earlier. Because I think the diner was the tape. Because he gave him a recording.
Got it. And then he actually...
And this is to give him the rest of the money.
Secretly sends the tape to Gwyneth Paltrow, which is weird.
Yeah.
So he was never planning on letting Michael Douglas get away with it.
Right.
Which, good for him, I guess.
And then, so David, like, gets the money. He goes to the train, because it's a train, right? He goes to the train, not a plane. Train. And he's getting comfy. He's going to get out of there. He has, like, $500,000. He's fucking great. Michael Douglas comes in and fucking kills him.
Wearing, like, a
He's got, like, yes, he has a poncho on. He's looking like American Psycho. And he kills him.
Hard with a knife.
Real hard with the knife.
Yeah. And then he
finds out David tells him in his dying breath that he sent shit to his wife.
Right. So he runs home.
He fucking
finds the shit.
Finds the shit because she didn't do shit with it. She just threw it on the table.
Puts it in the safe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then what does she find that makes her suspicious?
Because he's in carrying this Barney's bag with these shoes, this shoe box in it, these shoes. And
it's empty.
It's empty. And it just like sets her off, so she checks the safe. And
to see if there's money in there.
Yeah, she checks like something. I think it's money, because she knows that he's like a criminal.
Right. And then instead she finds the tape.
She finds the tape. So she's like... She tricks him...
into thinking...
that she's leaving.
Right.
To get, like, food or something.
Yeah.
And then she says something about, like, changing the locks. And it's the key. I mean, again, it's the key. Right. So then he runs out to get the key.
She's already gotten it.
Yes. And
she sees,
catches
him running out to get it. And it's like, you left it there for him.
Yes. He must have put it back before he came in or something like that, too.
Right. Which
you left it for him.
Isn't really something that makes sense.
And I mean, there's like a cat and mouse. She hits him with their ring.
Yeah, there's a little chase through the house.
Cat and mouse chase.
And then she kills him.
Yeah, she fucking shoots him dead. And then it's basically over.
Yeah, she provides the tape, the cops.
And like
believe her.
Say his name, please.
Hercule Poirot. Sorry, Hercule Poirot is like...
What else could you do?
Oh, this was like... whole thing where she keeps getting on everybody's good side because she can speak their language.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that's not a real thing, but like...
It's such like but it's such like a white savior thing.
She's like...
It's so like, look at this cute little white lady. She speaks your language.
Yeah. And she speaks, and so it's like, leave her alone. She speaks Spanish, but like Spain Spanish, so she's like really lispy. Gracias. Like, well, this guy's probably Puerto Rican, so. Because we're in New York. Anyway, whatever. I guess he could be Spanish.
I mean, I guess. But I think this was a pretty good lineup tonight.
Yeah, I enjoyed both of the films. Right, you're trying to do Donald Duck. Mm-hmm. We're both wearing Mickey shirts because Disney's reopened. Disneyland. But only to Californian residents, so it's wasted on Jesse, who doesn't even care.
But pretty good lineup of movies.
Pretty good movie lineup.
Hitchcockian
I really
thrillers.
liked them both. So then we still are going to watch
A Simple Favor.
A Simple Favor and Wait Until Dark.
Yes. Yes. And eventually we'll watch Psycho 3.
And Psycho 3. And then we're also maybe going to watch a baby murder killer thingy for Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah. We're working on that, too.
Yeah, so tune in
Stay
for
tuned.
those incredible.
You can't wait.